Good morning, everybody. Welcome to episode 3 of 3 for the book review, not your typical book club, for the book When by Daniel H. Pink. Thank you for joining us. So, today we'll be reviewing page 174 all the way to the end of the book.
Yes, sir.
Part
How are
3.
you guys?
Good.
Good, you?
And right on. That's good. Okay, so we got page 174 all the way to the end. What are your first impressions or impressions of that part of the book?
Sinking fast and slow.
What do you call those guys again? The in
Something
India?
raw.
Yeah.
So Adav pedals to Mumbai, the Dabawala.
The Dabawalas?
Dabawala. So Daba is the Hindi word for those metal tiffin boxes.
Can you?
Wala is an amalgam of doer.
So basically, it's a
merchants.
delivery service for homemade lunches.
Yes.
Like
with
a
Pick it up
FedEx.
at your house, whatever, like a homemade meal prepared by your wife
That's
or
right.
husband, and then they deliver it to you by 11:45 every day. They're never late. They never mess up an order.
12:45. They're late one every 16 million deliveries.
The only complaint
Jesus.
was sometimes your curry gets mixed with the rice with all the traveling. What a crazy business
Yeah.
they run.
for $12 a month. That's cheaper than Netflix.
Yeah, yeah,
You know what? It's the most populated city in the world.
yeah.
You have to take the train by 10:51, and I think they.
But they have to get to the train on their bikes, on their bicycles,
Right, and,
and-
they deliver 200,000 lunch deliveries every day.
and almost no mistakes.
No smartphones, no scanners, no barcodes, no GPS, no mistakes. All they have is a lousy code. and
Can
then
you
they
imagine little
That's
Jimmy on
crazy.
his first day of the job? Like
What's going on?
the stress you go through. Where am I going? Holy jeez.
They run off the train.
Yep.
They just have a series of numbers.
Yeah.
What was it like? They have a letter and number system.
Yes.
You guys
Yeah.
remember that?
For
Yeah.
the train, the building they're going to,
The floor.
and the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
that's
this
crazy.
is So this is on page 190. It says NP, and then there's a 0, and then there's 7S137. So basically, it says VP and Y indicate the neighborhood and building from the lunch was picked up that morning. The 0 is the station where the lunch will exit. The 7 tells which person will take the lunch from the station to the customer, and the S137 indicates the building and the floor that the customer works
crazy,
at.
crazy.
You know,
So-
sorry, Chris. I liked one thing that he said here. Customer is God, something like that. Hold on.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Let's talk about that a little bit. How are they making this happen with no technology or nothing?
That's how.
The way they treat the food, and you just said it.
Yeah.
The food is medicine, and they're taking it to a sick patient. They treat it like that.
Mhm.
They do mention something about God,
They said customer is God,
right?
work is worship.
Yeah.
And I think another reason why they are so accurate and so comfortable doing what they're doing is because it's a shared profit system.
Right. Yeah.
So they share all the profits among each other. I mean, at $12 a month, they have millions of customers. I think they make like $210 a month or something like that.
I wonder if that's a lot.
In Mumbai, probably they're probably making a good living.
I used to have an employee.
And they're
like
all
a
from the
virtual
same.
assistant,
Yeah. Yeah. How much?
$4.96 an hour,
Right.
and that was like a good job.
Yeah. And I was telling you, you're cheap, pay more.
$4.96 an hour.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's still the same today.
$4.96 an hour.
Yeah.
Or
That was like 10 years
$4
ago.
$4.96.
How many years?
That was like 10 years ago. When you first started, you told me that.
Yeah, I guess it was probably
Close,
10 years
yeah,
ago.
it's a long time
So I
ago.
wonder if it's different now.
$4.96.
Yeah.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah.
It's just so basically they work together and they build this brotherhood. They joke around with each other. They have a great relationship and they understand each other.
And they're all from the same town.
Yeah.
Most of
Right.
them are related, they said, eh?
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. So let's talk about the sense of, they call it the belongingness hypothesis. So they're all from the same town. When they all meet each other at the train station or while they're taking the train, they talk to each other in their own language, so where they're from. So they have that brotherhood going on. I don't know if there's women doing that too. I'm guessing so. They talk about they name 2 guys or 3 guys. But anyways, they all speak the same language. They all wear the same hat. So the
Uniform.
sense of belongingness, like if you mess up, we're all messing up. So let's do this. It made me think like, okay, I guess that's why it's important to have a uniform for certain jobs, like police officers, or even go to look at postwomen.
Yeah.
Post people.
Right.
They have uniforms, so a sense of belongingness. It's pretty cool how they explain that. They say a need to belong is a fundamental human motivation, and that much of that humans do is done in the service of belongingness. So I found that quote was pretty cool.
Well, it's a need, right?
Yeah,
It's a need.
it's in the Maslow. Is it?
I was actually just thinking about that. Yes.
Food, shelter.
I don't think belongingness is in there, but
Well, love. I think belonging.
love
Yeah.
is belongingness.
Yes,
right?
of course.
Well, to be honest, like if we
That was
like,
pretty smart.
like we
There
do,
you go.
like we do this book club, and if we didn't have any sinking ability, then we won't be able to do it, right?
Makes sense.
It's really that just that sense of belonging. Like I feel like I belong with you guys. I feel like we're all one person.
We build the frame. We say we're
Yeah.
going to read from this page to this page. We're all reading the same book, obviously. So it's sort of building a uniform system for us.
So
to
we didn't
follow.
have a uniform, so that's why I got you guys a little gift,
Oh,
right? Got you these nice little. What do you call these again? Arsinia?
a piece of
Arsinia.
bacon.
It's a bookmark.
Bookmark. So anyways, we have 3 extra ones, so whoever comments on this video and wants one, send us a private message and we'll mail it out to you, or come pick it up. Join us in for next week's
Yeah.
book club.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's really nice. It actually looks like it looks like you're holding a real piece of bacon.
I thought this little piece of plastic here smelled like bacon,
No.
and maybe it's just like
Your
my mind
fingertips.
messing with me. I'm doing the intermittent fasting, so I'm
But
starving.
I wonder, do you think this business would actually work here in Ottawa?
No,
No way. Eh?
no.
Well,
It's
first
too
of all,
it's too spaced out.
yeah, we
anyways.
don't have a train here yet.
No. They know the ins and outs of that city, and it's so packed, and it's so like
For 12, what is it? $12
yeah.
a month?
Yeah.
It would work.
Yeah, but you can't ride. Well, Uber's doing it on bikes.
Uber's expensive though.
Yeah.
Like if you're gonna order a coffee, it's gonna cost you like $12.
Like downtown, you could run
Yeah.
it,
Downtown, you can run it for sure.
like just in the core.
Yeah.
But Mumbai has 12 million people.
We don't even have 1 million. So
And
it's
the
a
entire
different- and it's a lot denser there.
Yeah.
Like
Cool.
that's almost half the population of the entire country, Canada, the entire Canadian country. Like we're at 30 million here. It's unbelievable. Honestly, I'm fascinated by it, and it's hard for me to believe that all of this works perfectly fine because of synchronization
Yeah.
It's important.
and brotherhood and
I'd like to know for
the sense
like
of
how long
belonging.
have they been doing this for, right? Like.
well, what if
when you
somebody's new?
First start. Yeah, exactly.
He doesn't have
Ride along like a bro bike.
maybe.
Take them on with for a little tour on a bro bike.
Well, it seems to
There's
me
no
like
spokes.
they don't have time to train anybody.
Nah. It's like when they
They
die,
just
the
learn.
business dies.
They just learn on the job.
I guess, but like you think Adav has time to train his buddy Jordan? Like it's not no way, man. I don't
Yeah.
know. This is really. I guess they're from the same.
We'll have to look into this
Like-
business a little bit more. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
They've been training in their village.
Yeah. So one thing that I found that was intriguing. So they talk about 3 things that you need for group timing.
Mm-hmm.
Requires codes, garb, and touch. Code, so language. They talk about their
Yeah.
when they meet each other on the train, they have their own language, so they connect.
Your lingo.
Garb, yeah, their attire, their little
Right,
hats, their little hats.
I think we
Their
have that
hats.
in business.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Like when we go to certain type of appointment, we make sure to dress up,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So the suit is sort of the business uniform.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
When you put on a suit, you can sort of relate and say, "Oh,
Yeah.
this guy's or this girl's here to, be professional."
Yeah.
You know.
Yes.
And the touch. So a handshake, fist bumps. So he was talking about the studies that was done with the NBA teams that were winning more, were more like touchy-feely, giving fist bumps, hugs,
Slap ass.
slap ass,
Right.
high fives. So belongingness. You need these three.
So I guess the whole point of this chapter is that the sense of belonging, the closeness, the togetherness helps with timing.
Right.
Of course. Yeah. There was something here on timing games you can play, like playing improv,
Yeah.
with your group
Yeah.
would help you with timing.
Yeah.
Would you be down, Raul, to play improv with us? Cool.
That's what I like
We're gonna
about-
do that. I
Cool.
wasn't expecting that.
That's what I actually like about
Let's
this
do
book
it.
a lot, is that he has a time hacker's handbook in every chapter,
Yeah.
right? And every chapter he sort of gives you ways that you could improve your timing. And like for this particular chapter, he talks about coordinating and synchronizing with other people. And he shows you how you can do that. You can sing a chorus, you can run together. We can all join Marty on his morning runs.
Let's do it.
Or we can all sing together in choirs.
Yeah, that's
What do you guys
funny.
think about that part?
I think it makes sense.
So, a cancer patient just came out of treatment. If he sings in one choir, like he'll immediately feel better. Like his c'est quoi ça? Système immunitaire.
Immune
Immune
system.
system.
Immune system
Yep.
cranks up. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like being in sync in a group. Like so, when they sing, they're all holding hands, and they say like all their hearts start beating together,
Yep.
and
It
it
makes
helps with
sense.
syncing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that was pretty cool. Yeah.
That must be really hard to do.
Singing in a choir. Yeah.
But back to running. Have you guys ever noticed that when you're running with somebody, you'll run further
Yes.
just because you're sort of part of this group
Yeah.
Yes.
and you're not only relying on your mind?
Mm-hmm.
You sort of have like this external motivation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And that's why they.
syncing up with other people definitely makes you more resistant.
Yeah.
And it would make sense that your immune system gets boost from it.
Yeah. That's why they have pace bunnies in marathons.
Yeah, so you can know what to follow.
Yeah.
So when I was coaching football, I realized that if I put the O linemen, the slowest ones on the team, at the beginning, okay, and then the fastest guys at the end, they would run their 2 laps. They would be able to run their 2 laps much more comfortably than if the fast guys are at the front and the big guys are in the back.
Huh.
Because
They had to
it's
lead.
forcing them to run together, right?
Okay.
And when they're running together, they're sort of chatting, and they just don't feel the 2 laps, and they don't get discouraged because the superstar is about to overlap them.
Are you saying that O linemen aren't superstars?
Well, the superstar runner,
Okay.
right? But no, in my opinion, I think O linemen are the most important part of a football
Of
team.
course.
And it's good that they are leading the pack because they don't get recognized for their speed, and they never get recognized in the first place. So if they're leading the pack, it just motivates everybody to run together, as opposed to the fast guys running in the front and then the O linemen
Oh, that makes sense.
falling behind.
Cool.
Because once you start falling behind, that's it, man. It's
Yeah.
So by running together, feeling
Unless
that
you're
sense
you're,
of
like slightly behind, and it's like halftime, and then you come back and you win. You know.
yeah, I like that.
Get motivated.
Yeah.
So 4 improv exercise that can boost your group's timing skills.
The mirror game.
The mirror game.
Yeah.
So just standing in a group circle. So that builds a sense of belonging. There's also the mind meld. What was this one? Oh yeah, we both say a word until we get the same word. So if
Okay.
I say bicycle, you'll say
Wheel.
okay. So at the count of 3, we're gonna say another word, that we associate with that. 3, 2, 1.
Potato.
Ringer. So yeah, we're not doing it right,
No,
but
no.
eventually we'll probably say the same word,
Right.
and that's supposed to build,
Synchronization.
camaraderie. Pass the clap. That sounds gross.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
Sharing
So
the
you-
clap.
What is that?
You form a circle. The first person turns to his right, makes eye contact
Yeah.
with the second person, then they both clap at the same time. And then they keep going that way. That's weird.
It needs another name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beastie Boys rap. That's pretty cool. So
Yeah, we're not gonna do that.
we're not gonna do that one.
If you listen to the Audible,
That's
audio
really cool.
version, or did you finish the book? No. Okay. So
Pretty cool.
the way he says it in there, it looks fun if you're on a school bus, going somewhere. But
few beers in.
yeah, a few cases of beer.
When he spoke about nostalgia,
Mhm.
did you guys did you focus in on those few paragraphs? Because it really hit home for me. When you're feeling nostalgic about something,
Yeah.
when you're
yeah.
reminiscing about the past, it's often your mind trying to tell you, this is what you like to do, this is what you should be doing.
Yep.
Right? So next time you feel nostalgic, just pay attention to it and how you feel about it.
Yeah.
And that's probably a good guidance for where you should be going,
Right.
the stuff you should be focusing on.
I should be playing video games right now.
Are you feeling nostalgic about video games?
It's just an example.
Yeah.
If I see like an old Nintendo, we still have our Nintendo here.
Yeah, it's in that drawer.
Yeah.
Because we use it so often.
Yeah, I don't know. I would get nostalgic about watching The Simpsons,
Oh yeah,
right?
it's
Now-
still good.
yeah, and now you can just go on YouTube and find the show, right? But I don't know. I like that. I used to. We can. But what do you feel nostalgic about that would set you on the right track?
Well, I don't know. If I see Price is Right, I'll start thinking about time with my mom, at home.
Okay.
We've
Yeah.
talked about this
Yeah, yeah,
before.
that's a
You
pretty
know,
good
so
example.
family time
Right.
is what stands out for me.
Okay.
Good old Bob.
Winning a championship for football,
Right.
with the Dukes.
Yeah.
Obviously team sports were a
Yeah.
lot of fun, and
Mm.
just belonging to a group, I think, is what really got me motivated there. So stuff like that I feel like are good pointers for what you're passionate about.
Right.
Because a lot of people have that problem, not knowing what they're passionate about.
Yeah.
What's your passion? I don't know. I don't think I've found it yet. And I don't think I have either. But this was a good hint, on that search. It's like whenever you're feeling nostalgic, or that feeling of nostalgia, think about what you were enjoying
Mhm.
back then.
That's always a tough question. What
Oh,
are you
fuck, man.
passionate about? I think if you're happy more than 50% of the time, you don't need to find a passion. I think you've already won.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
A lot of people are happy 50% of the time.
Yeah, and I think
Right.
that should be enough.
No.
I think so.
For me,
More than 50?
I want to be happy 100% of the time.
Yeah, but it's impossible.
Right.
If we're gonna be realistic.
I just think we dwell.
Let's say you're happy 60% of the time, you're ahead of the game. You're ahead of a lot of people.
I feel like we focus too much on the negatives,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
that,
for
like
sure.
one negative thing
Yeah.
will ruin your day.
Yeah.
And that's I think that. But anyway, it's I don't know what would make me feel nostalgic. I had a really good childhood, obviously. I would not, but it's
Well,
just,
you have kids. I'm
Yeah.
guessing.
actually, you know what?
Anytime now you'll run into something. You're
Exactly.
Gonna be like,
Yeah. Yeah. Like taking in biking, right? To go
Yeah.
biking. I remember when I used to go biking.
Oh yeah.
I don't go biking.
I bought a
anymore.
bike this year. Like I can't wait. That to me is nostalgic and
Yeah.
it's fun. It's a fun exercise.
You just feel so free. You jump
Yeah,
on
yeah,
your
yeah.
bike and you just go anywhere you want to
that
go.
was the best.
I could never nail the wheelie.
Oh.
I could never do
Could you
that.
do the brake turn
Yeah.
when you could just
In La Garnette.
oh yeah, look at
Yeah.
this. Oh, it's so cool.
You know, one thing I learned about this book, and I think we're going to give our review about it later, is the ending, the happy ending,
Yeah.
is when you decide when you want to end, right? So if you
Oh,
really
yeah.
want to pull that wheelie on your bike, it's not over yet, man.
It's not over.
Show up next week, big fucking scratch on my.
Just
Half
popping
my
wheelies.
beard is missing,
Oh
and
yeah,
It's not over yet.
somewhere on asphalt.
wheeling up
You
the
can-
stairs.
You can still do it.
Yeah. Well,
you write your ending.
if I can still ride my bike like no hands, I'm good. I was good at that. Like I could turn corners, you know.
Something something that brought it back to business for me for the the ending being so important is in real estate. What do we do at the end of a deal?
Mhm.
We don't see the client. They're at the lawyer's office. We rarely have
Yeah.
a conversation with them. So I think it's important for us to sort of show up at the end of a deal.
That's
Right.
why we have final walkthroughs, though. It's like that's our ending. That's my ending.
Yeah.
That's why when I bring a closing gift, it's at the final walkthrough, and that's why I still put it in there. Because sometimes it can be a waste of time, but you get to see your clients for one last time.
Yep, that's true.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's really hard to. Like, the thing is, the clients. Not all the clients would actually want to see you too, eh? Like they
Right.
don't really. Like for me, it's like you build this relationship throughout the entire process, but when you're dealing with their financing, you see them maybe once or twice, right? You're not
Yeah.
seeing them every single day.
Yeah.
So a nice gesture like sending them a congratulatory gift or just a text message, hey, you're getting your keys tomorrow.
Just
I'm so
That's-
happy for you.
that's
Or
a good point.
handwritten letter.
Or
Handwritten letter or just a phone call the day of, it's worth a whole lot. And it's
100%.
easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're good with that. You send them pizzas and
Well, I try, but truth is sometimes I forget.
yeah.
We have our wonderful Rahel here that helps us with putting it in our calendars, but I forget.
Get
know?
busy
Get busy.
with
But
some money
try to
producing
follow up with a
items.
call.
You know, the happiest people I've ever met, to be honest, are the ones that still read their like Marvel magazines.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just thinking back of feeling that nostalgia, or
Yeah.
people that still go back to their Star
And they're called
Wars
comic
shows.
books.
Yeah, they're comic books, right?
Yeah.
But that's what makes them happy, and they are
Yeah.
very, very. They're just comfortable because they found who they are. They have a passion. They work in something that they enjoy doing most of the time.
Yeah.
You know.
And that's why these
Speaking
movies are
of
so popular, right?
Comic books. I listened to a podcast with Daniel Pink,
Yeah.
the author, and Tim Ferriss. And Daniel Pink has this new business project that he's working on. It's business books written in the form of a comic book.
Oh yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That's really
We
cool.
should
So
get those.
apparently it's super popular in Japan.
Oh, yeah.
Like it's common for them to have business books with like pictures and people talking. But
That's
like
awesome.
that's one of his projects.
Oh, that's
Cool.
really cool.
Yeah,
That's
we'll
brilliant.
look into it. Maybe one of our future.
Yeah, we'll see if
clubs.
he
We'll have to post those comics on the.
On
Actually,
the
I'm
page.
not even sure we're allowed doing that. I don't think we're allowed doing that.
whatever.
Are they even out yet?
I don't know. It was a recent podcast with Tim
That's
Ferriss.
awesome.
How are we doing on time?
Well, I think we should do our book review
that's
and
good.
then announce what the next book is.
If we can talk about one last topic
Yep.
before we wrap it up, the difference in languages and people's behavior.
Yeah.
So they used the language of English versus Mandarin. So
Mhm.
English having a strong future tense
Mhm.
versus Mandarin having a weak future tense.
Right.
So just saying, I can't go to your appointment because I've got to go to the bank later. You can say that in English, but in Chinese you would just say I go bank or go to the bank, right? You're not really addressing the time of your visit to the bank,
Yeah.
and that's totally normal.
Yeah.
Right.
And like people have a different attitude towards investing,
Yeah.
and of course we're only looking at English and
And
Mandarin here,
Yeah.
but he says it applies to all different languages.
Yeah, like Switzerland. There's
German have a weak future
yeah.
tense,
there's
French we have a strong future tense.
Yeah.
We have like 13 different.
So generally speaking, people or languages that have weak future tense.
they treat their future selves better.
So yeah, and they have. What did he say? They make more money, I guess.
They
they're
invest.
better at investing.
Yeah.
They have safe sex. They. Anyways, there's a
Wow.
bunch of things he mentions in there. It's kind of strange.
It's kind
It
of
is
wild.
strange.
Yeah.
And it makes a bit of sense to me because I know that with the neurolinguistics programming, you're like using different words, you're acting a different way, right? And if you're always referring to your future self as almost somebody else,
Yeah, someone different.
someone
That's
different,
what he says.
then you'll treat your future finances.
Yeah.
I find myself borrowing from future Marty once in a while.
All the time.
You know, just saying, yeah, I'll do this now and I'll pay for it. He'll pay for it later, right?
Yeah.
It's like a different person. But if you have, an attitude that's like is the same person, then you'll treat it differently.
Doesn't he say focus on the days instead of the years too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
That's important.
Yeah.
I took that away from this book. I loved the final, like 5 pages of this book.
Mhm.
When especially the last page where he was talking about, I used to believe in ignoring the waves of the day. Now I believe in surfing them.
So that was gonna be my review.
Right? Did
Yeah.
I take it from you?
Yeah, you took it from me.
Sorry about that.
It's all good.
But it's we in the Western culture we think way too much about the future.
Yeah, for sure.
But I mean, the global warming would never be an issue if we didn't think about the future,
Mhm.
right? So we sort of have to think about the future. It's just, in your personal life and the things that you do, the decisions that you make. I wonder how my life would be if I didn't think about the future.
Yeah.
I'd be dead.
Why?
It's just
You'd be reckless.
yeah.
Yeah.
I would have done my wheelie.
Just do it.
No helmet, no hands.
Just do it.
When
Eh?
Would be practicing safe sex.
No.
Rahel, when we rated the last book, did you do a out of 5 scale or was it out of 10?
Out of 5.
Out of 5?
Yeah, we all did 4 point something.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So, how would you guys rate this book?
I
Go
start.
first. Yeah.
I would give it a 4.
That's
I would
good.
give it a 4.
Flat.
I would give it a 4 because it actually did make an impact on my life. I started looking at time differently now, and when I feel the 2 o'clock slump, I know what it is. It's
Yeah.
like, okay, Rami, stop being. It's not about. I don't negatively talk myself, right? I don't say, okay, like stop being lazy, get this stuff together. I
Right.
actually take a step back, do like 20 push-ups, and then I'm back at it. So
Go for a walk.
yeah, go for a walk. So I understand what's happening with my body, and I started thinking about timing a lot now. The time you spend and stuff like that. So yeah, I like it. 4 o'clock. Sorry, 4 out of 5. My favorite page is the last page before the further reading, where he he talks about what he used to believe and how he looks at it now. So 4 out of 5 for me. I like it.
Yeah.
Christian,
Cool.
how do you see it?
Huh. Those are some strong points there, Rami. I'll give it a 4.5 because I really liked it and I find it practical. So exactly like you said at the end there, he says understanding the waves of the day and writing them instead of ignoring them and trying to just coast through the day. It's so important, not just at work, but with your family, with everything that you do. Just taking notice of where you are during your day, during your slumps and all that.
Yep.
So for me, this book is very, very practical. I really enjoyed reading it. So 4.5 apples or smiley stickers. out of
4.5
5.
tranche de bacon,
Yeah.
bacon slices.
4.5 bacon slices.
I think I'm on board with the 4.5. It's a really good book, very surprising how interesting it was,
Yeah.
and very different from other books.
Mhm.
For me, just realizing that you've got different capabilities in the morning versus the afternoon and evening, it impacted the way I organize my day.
Yeah.
And it made things a bit easier to organize, more efficient. So I definitely learned a lot from this book.
You guys think knowing what we know now because of the book, you can sort of shift how you go about your day
Yeah.
and how you feel?
Yes.
I've already
So-
started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
already see a shift.
So for me, doing this at 9:30 in the morning, it's always tough to get myself into it. But because I'm doing it with you guys, I sort of fall into the habit of doing it and feeling good about it.
I think
So-
that if it was in the afternoon, we might.
Well, it's like our podcast, our other podcast. It's kind of tough at night
Yeah.
until we start.
You know, I also love books that talk about the way they do things in different cultures.
Yeah.
Look,
yeah,
I feel like
yeah.
one day I'm gonna be in Mumbai and I'm gonna see one of the Daliwalas.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell
I
my
read
wife-
about you,
yeah,
man.
I'm gonna-
Imagine you
okay,
call him the Dalai Lama.
Good,
Oh, look at them Dalai Lamas.
good job, man.
yeah.
This is-
yeah. Take
could
the
read
can
their
and
code.
run with it.
Yeah. Go deliver it for him.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's talk about our next book.
What's it called?
Yeah,
What's it called?
it's called Digital Minimalism. And who wrote it?
I have
Cal Newport. I'm gonna open it up right now.
So this is a new find. It was released not too long ago. It's been getting really good reviews on Amazon.
Cal Newport, Digital Minimalism,
Does it say
Choosing a Focused Life in a Noisy World. What a great book for the world that we live in right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
By
it,
Cal
also,
Newport.
it also falls right into what this book's been teaching me, you know?
Yeah.
Like the morning, just get your stuff done. There's no social media.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. We haven't started the book, but I assume we'll be talking about that subject.
So most books that we read talk about the importance of having something like an organized morning and having something set for you for your mornings. I want to read something about my evenings too, you know? The importance of your evenings to like recharge for the next day.
There's different
maybe
types.
maybe we'll touch on, on that.
evenings.
Yeah, for sure. They're called
This book talks a little bit about your
yeah.
afternoons and evenings,
There's
right?
different types of people, right?
Yeah, it's just most books, you know, they say
The larks.
get
You
up
want-
and do this and do that.
You want a book for owls.
Oh yeah, a book for owls. Go bird watching. What am I doing?
No, like you can be a lark or you can be an owl. Right?
Yeah.
I
know.
think
You got it.
like Joe Rogan is not a morning person at all.
No, I don't know.
He's very inspirational.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, thank you.
well, comedians, right? They have to be out till
Right.
1 a.m. most nights.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I think it's yeah. He works late hours probably.
Yeah.
You have to put your 8 hours in sleep, 7 to 8 hours at least, man. Like
Uh,
it's so
that's
hard
important.
to do.
I was not an owl last night. I had to pick up the in-laws at the airport. Not too happy about
midnight?
that.
Midnight?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's late.
Yeah, it's tired.
Cool. Well, we are.
À la prochaine.
Well, let's hang on. We need to sign off with our beautiful
Ooh.
outro.
Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.
Okay, let's all mirror each other.
Ah, that's cool.
Yeah.
How we all got in sync there.
That's awesome.
Okay, everybody. Thank you for listening. We'll see you next week.
Oh, that was horrible.
Ciao.